When you look up the definition of the word wagon, what you will find is a picture. That picture will be the Buffalo Sabres. Hi, I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. And while we don't normally report on a Sunday, we are going to jump in here because the Sabres are a GD wagon. I'm going to try not to swear because my Aunt May watches these tapes. Hi, Aunt May. The Sabres are a wagon right now. They have an incredible record going from the bottom of the standings to, as of this moment, first in the Atlantic Division. They've ripped off 6 straight wins since the post-Olympic break, and they are showing no signs of slowing down. Excuse me, this might have been their 7th win. They took down the Tampa Bay Lightning today, 8-7, and let me tell you, folks, 15 goals in a hockey game is absurd. I know most of my audience is a football audience, so let me try to put that into football perspective. 15 goals inside of a hockey game is like each team in a football game scoring 60 points. It doesn't happen. It's absurd. It's unreal. But not only that, they had 15 goals and some 24 penalties. Okay, these boys were scrapping from the drop. They were scrapping. It was unfreaking believable, and I loved every second of it. I was here for every second of it. The Sabres are a wagon. There were highlights all over the game. I haven't even had a chance to fully go into the highlights yet because, unfortunately, I had to watch on the Google app. You know the little Google app where it like live tracks the game? It's got the time in the corner and it's like live tracking a little bit. I had to watch from that because I'm in California. And in order to stream hockey, I'd have to go to a bar, which I couldn't because I was at a museum, or I would have to buy, 3 more subscription packages, which I'm not willing to do. You would think I would be, but I'm just not willing to do it. You know why? Because while the Sabres are a wagon, I don't need to give any more money to any more random companies, Fubo or Dubo or whatever the TV company is. All that really needs to be known is that the Sabres are on a roll. The Sabres are on an absolute roll right now. And that's not even the best news in Buffalo this week. It's the best news now. It wasn't leading into the weekend because we had a lot to catch up on coming into the weekend. We'll talk more about those things tomorrow. Lots of Buffalo Bills news, but I don't know what got into these Sabres. Ever since they fired Kevin Adams, they've come out swinging. Like, I don't know if they were worried that everybody else was going to get fired, but they've come out swinging. And I got to tell you, High School Nick is the happiest guy on the planet right now. High School Nick is the happiest guy on the planet. Let me paint you a picture of High School Nick. Okay. 2005. Nick is 14 years old, all of 165, maybe 170 pounds, soaking wet. And he's 6'2", so he's thin like a string bean. The Bills are bad. They're in the middle of their playoff drought, and it's not looking good. All of a sudden, Lindy Ruff, coach of the Sabres at the time, starts bringing in a couple more players. He brings in guys like Chris Drury, Daniel Briere, Max Afinogenov, Tim Connolly. And all of a sudden, those boys, they turn themselves into a little bit of something. And then they go out and win the President's Trophy. High School Nick had some of the best hockey I have ever seen in my life. He got to experience some of the best hockey I've ever seen in my life. And that feeling is coming back. That feeling is starting to come back. I'm scrolling through X right now, and just, this is one of the best hockey games we've ever watched. Oh my God, we're unstoppable. The Tampa Bay Lightning posted it to their social media, just, the classic thing that the losing team does. They post a final, and they post a picture from the game, and they post the final score. And, of course, depressed Buffalo sports fan chimes in and goes, Dahlin owns Hagel and your disgusting franchise. That needs a little bit of context. So, Dahlin, our captain, Rasmus Dahlin, number one, playing out of his mind. But number two, he has become the target of other teams. They've decided to just go after him. And if anyone remembers I think it was the Ottawa Senators fight from 2000 and I'm going to say it's 2007, and I'm probably wrong. The Ottawa Senators fight 2007 when Lindy Ruff, who, by the way, is the coach again, screamed at the coach on the other side, "Don't you go after our captain." Lindy Ruff is not the kind of guy who takes things laying down. He will put out he'll put out a lineup of all fighters. And he'll beat the crap out of you if he decides you're stepping on the line. And that's basically what happened today. The 24 penalties weren't like, hooking, tripping. They were fights. The Sabres and the Lightning were just joining together, and they were just scrapping it up. It was a beautiful thing to see. And then, of course, the Sabres were scoring ridiculous amounts of goals. But the game wasn't even like... It wasn't like the Sabres got to 8 goals and then like the Lightning came along to 7 goals. Sabres scored 4. Lightning scored 6. Sabres scored 1. Lightning scored 1. Then the Sabres ripped off 3. If I've done my math correctly, that should be 5-7. And then the Sabres ripped off 3 to get to 8-7. Insane. Insane in the membrane. And one of our new additions, the trade deadline just passed in the NHL. And I'd say traded for, but we really adopted a guy from the New York Islanders, Sam Carrick. Did we trade for him, or did we more bring him into the fold? It feels like we brought him into the fold because they had a game yesterday against the Predators where he won 2 crucial face-offs towards the end of the game to keep the Predators from tying up. And today he was just on the ice, flying around, scored a goal, and he was scrapping. He started a fight, is basically what I'm trying to get at. He's been on the team for 60 seconds, and he's already starting fights for the boys. You love to see it. You just love to see it. I am all over the map right now just because of how ridiculously happy I am. Buffalo's a city that really... People forget how big of a hockey town Buffalo is. Like, it's been a while since there's been 14 years since there's been good hockey in Buffalo. But people forget how big of a hockey town Buffalo actually is. Now, we have our Bills, and we love the Bills, but we're not really a big football town. Like, there's not really good, like, when you think of, like, sports that kids play in the area, there are good football teams, but it's not really part of the culture. Hockey really is. So hockey is really built into the DNA of the city of Buffalo. And when there's good pro hockey in Buffalo, there is nothing like it. It brings people together in ways that football really can't, because there's only so many football games, right? There's 82 games a year for people to join together and cheer for the Sabres. So when the Sabres are good, that town just erupts. And when the Bills are good and the Sabres are good, it's been a while since that happened. I don't remember a time when I'm not old enough to remember a time when they were both good at the same time. We may be entering uncharted territory here, and it's going to start with today's game. Sabres over the Tampa Bay Lightning, 8-7. Sabres are currently first in the Atlantic Division. Look up the definition of WAGON. You will find a picture of the Buffalo Sabres. I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Have a great day.